Hi, welcome back to the Protecting Your Family's Future podcast. My name is Richard Chamberlain, and I'm one of the attorneys with the Legacy Law Group in Perrysburg, Ohio. This is episode number 28 of our podcast, and we've been talking about long-term care planning and protecting your assets from the cost of long-term care. A couple of weeks ago, we looked at using irrevocable trusts and what those do and how all that works to protect your assets. Today we're going to talk about what happens when you put your trust into an irrevocable trust. What does that mean for you? Now the issue comes up because the general rule is that when you put assets into an irrevocable trust, you can't have them back. You can't use them. And because you don't have control of them and because you can't have them back, they're not available for your creditors. So the assets are protected. So if you put a bank account or an investment account into an irrevocable trust, you can't get them back, they're protected. But what about your home? A lot of people will say, Richard, I'm still living in the home. I want to continue to live in the home. If I put that home into an irrevocable trust, does that mean I can't use it? And the answer is no. If you put your home into an irrevocable trust, you can retain the right to live in it for as long as you want to. You don't own it, but you get to live in it. And we can put provisions in the irrevocable trust that say that you don't have to pay rent, even though you don't own it. So you're not paying rent to the irrevocable trust in order to live in your own home. Now, we do put provisions in there generally that say that you will continue to be responsible for paying property taxes and maintenance and insurance on the house. So that's kind of in lieu of rent, but those aren't expenses that you weren't paying anyway. So if you decide you want to put your home into an irrevocable trust, and then you don't want to live in that home anymore, maybe you want to downsize, move to a smaller home, well, you can't sell that home because you don't own it. However, the trustee of the irrevocable trust can always sell that home with your consent. They can't sell it out from under you, but remember that the trustee of that irrevocable trust is probably one of your family members. So they could sell the home and then purchase a new home in the name of the irrevocable trust, and you could have the right to continue to live in that home. Or let's say you wanted to have the home sold and you didn't want to purchase another home. You're going to live in an apartment or move into an assisted living facility. Then the proceeds from the sale of the home would stay in the irrevocable trust and be used the way the irrevocable trust instructs the trustee to do. So that keeps the assets protected from your potential creditors, whether it's in the form of your home or a replacement home or the cash proceeds from the sale of the home. All of those things would be protected. So when we have clients who do irrevocable trust planning, often the only asset that will go into the irrevocable trust, at least in the beginning, is their home. They may add things down the road, but that at least gets the process started, gets the home protected, and then we can go from there. So if you have any questions about irrevocable trust planning, protecting your assets from the cost of long-term care, please feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to answer questions and help you as much as we can. Our contact information is in the show notes. So thanks for joining us today. We'll talk to you next week.